The Ghostbusters 3 Afterlife trailer has just been released, and we're here to talk to you about it. Welcome to It's All Geek to Me, the pop culture chat show where three friends with varying degrees of nerd knowledge get together once a week to have a chat about all things geek. My name is Rich Gittins, and joining me this week and every week, it's my buddy Chris Lumb. Come on out, Lummy.
Hello. You all right?
I say, yeah, it's twice a week actually this week, isn't it?
Well, it
it's
is.
This week.
We had to come on tonight, didn't we, because of what happened yesterday.
I mean, I want to talk to you about it now, but that seems unfair without bringing Webby out. So come on out, Webby. Webby with your apple crumble. You all right, dude? You watching more Below Deck?
Oh, shit.
Oh, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, guys. Sorry, right? you know that old saying, watch a Ghostbusters trailer, eat a crumble.
Oh, they do say that. They do. I don't mind. But he pretended to finish that crumble like 5 minutes ago. No, he's just like saved it just so he can eat it at the start of the show.
Hey, you mustn't crumble. You mustn't crumble.
Good, that. It's good.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Wow. Well, welcome everybody to the show. Please feel free to like and share and drop a comment down below. If you've seen the Afterlife trailer already, then what are your thoughts about it? We're going to be going through it sort of not exactly frame by frame, but bit by bit this evening.
Just for copyright issues, we'll play a bit and then talk a little bit and then stop it. We're trying to figure out why we keep getting copyright strikes and other channels just show stuff and they go, no, we're fine. So
yeah, I think it's because they probably appeal their strikes and we just go,
we just cry. Yeah,
absolutely.
We have been quite upset about it. I've been upset with Universal for months.
Universal's are sons of bitches.
Universal hate John Candy. That's all we can take away from our Uncle Bob.
They hate our love of John Candy.
They don't want anybody watching his movies. They just don't want that to happen.
No, it's a shame.
Bring them more viewers. Just shit all over.
Gentlemen, we have all seen the Afterlife trailer, but let's just get on and play it and have a chat about all things Ghostbusters 3. Let's go.
I'll see you guys in court.
You're a great mom.
I don't know. I'm fine with Trevor, but with Phoebe, she really keeps me on the outside.
That's normal. She's an awkward, nerdy kid.
Product placement. Do we want to say out so far?
Yeah, that's a wasted Doritos. That's what I want to say. I mean,
yeah. I love Doritos. I love Doritos. Look at that.
Yeah, but classic prank though, right? Classic prank.
This I've got to say,
is it a ghost in the Doritos or is it a prank? Is that where the first ghost comes from?
I've got to say, the cinematography in this film looks spot on, though. Everything looks so nice. Beautiful. Anyway.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it's absolutely
Maybe a new home could be an opportunity to start fresh. I just wish he'd get into some trouble.
There's still time.
Was that a ghost trap?
So do we think that she's actually solving a puzzle there with the tiles on the floor to be able? Is that like a lock, like a magic box type thing?
Yeah. Egon must have done
definitely. I thought you were asking a trick question then. Definitely.
You think? And also, so Paul Rudd schmoozing Egon's daughter. You think there? A little bit of romance between the two of them.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
I mean, he's a nice guy. He's the sort of guy that you'd want, your daughter to come home with, I guess, isn't it? I mean,
no. If your mum came home with him and he was going to be your new dad, you'd be all right with it.
I'd be all right with Paul Rudd being my dad. That'd be brilliant.
He's like a nice guy.
We haven't seen what he's like in the film. He might be a right bastard. We don't know.
Right.
I think let's have a look. Let's find out.
Let's watch more. See.
What are you doing here in Somerville anyway?
We're completely broke, and our grandfather left us this creepy old farmhouse in the middle of nowhere.
Your father wasn't.
Hey!
Come on. So,
is this kid? I know it's the kid from Stranger Things, but is he deliberately trying to look like Michael Jackson?
What?
It looks like Michael Jackson when Michael Jackson was 50-ish. You know,
I've never thought that once.
No, but they are sat there on top of the Shandor Mines, aren't they? That is where they're going to be sat there. Brilliant.
That's right. What do you think about this, right? In movies where they do this, where they have an old photo that's clearly from the making of the film, not like, you know what I mean? They use.
I don't mind. I don't
It's like-
mind
I
at
don't
all.
care.
Do you
I
remember the
care.
Indiana Jones one where it had a picture of him on the desk with Sean Connery and it was literally production film? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It
I
don't
don't mind
matter.
What's
at
it
all.
called?
It's great. Look at them.
Dermot, not Dermot. What's the guy called? It was the other guy. His best friend, Indy's best friend, the older man.
Salah.
No, the
No,
English gentleman. I've forgotten
Marcus
his name.
Brody.
Marcus
yeah.
Brody. Yeah, what's the actor called? Dermot.
Denholm Elliott.
Right. Okay.
There we are. You were close.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
the beginning of his name and the end of his surname.
Right.
No, I've got no problems with them using old pictures, like
Oh.
production shots like this. I think it's great. Look at it. It's lovely to see them all
It
It
together.
does look like a production shot.
That would have to have been
that.
taken when Winston just got the job, though, because he's in his clothes when he goes for the interview, I'm sure. So that means that they've had to go outside and pose for that shot just as they hired him. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's still great.
Harold Ramis is actually stood like Egon Spengler as well. You know, it's like he's stood in character.
Possibly. Either that or he's just, I don't know.
It's,
Keep
it's
it
an,
rolling,
ill,
fellas.
it's an ill-fitting
Much
suit.
of
Let's
a
go for it.
homemaker.
He
Oh!
keep the power on. You're saying he left us nothing?
Well,
Hang on, we
it's
missed
enough
that. We've got to go back.
On.
Wait a minute.
Much of a homemaker. He could hardly keep the power on.
You're saying
Janine, what do you think?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's showing that she has been in. I mean, she's obviously not their. She's not their grandmother. Right? She's stayed with
Which
an
is a bit of
infatuation for Egon. You know,
Which is a bit of a bummer because I always pictured them to get married after Ghostbusters 2 and live a long, happy life together.
She was after Moranis, wasn't she?
Yeah,
in
she got
Ghostbusters
together
2?
with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think she's just popped round to say she still kept in touch with him, didn't she?
Maybe something to do with this estate or something. With her being the receptionist or the secretary for the Ghostbusters, I reckon she'll be something to do with the Spengler estate.
Yeah.
Which is also saying that he had difficulty, he wasn't reliable keeping the electricity running and things like that. It's telling the audience that, he was preoccupied by other things after
He was
Ghostbusters 2. There were other things on his
He was your
mind.
classic genius, like absolutely amazing, but crap at changing a light bulb or making his own dinner or anything like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's keep going.
left us
Caractacus
nothing.
pots.
Well, I wouldn't say nothing.
You went with the station wagon?
It's the only one that had an engine.
I mean, watch this loads already, and it's still every time you watch it, you go yes. So
Yeah, absolutely. You can also see that the style of humor that they've got in this film is a lot more in line with the first two films. It's that dry, sarcastic humor. It's not as wacky or slapsticky as the 2016 film.
And do you know what they haven't done with this old trailer? They've not spoiled the jokes like they usually do in trailers. I bet there's
true
gags aplenty, and that
I think
not
this is
really any.
from what I've seen, it's a really well metered trailer. It don't give too much away. The story's still pretty much.
There's some stuff that's coming up. I'm amazed they put in the trailer. Like what? So we'll keep.
But Jason Reitman,
Sorry.
I was going to say, if you haven't seen, there's a 15-minute version of this on IGN where Jason Reitman is giving a commentary over the trailer. Please go and watch it after this. It's brilliant. It's really informative. It's really reassuring. But in it, he says that he's purposely not given away any of the plot. He's kept it very, very close to his chest because for him, it's a very personal project.
Given away enough to keep you wanting more.
Yeah, exactly.
Without,
but for him, it's a very personal project. So for that reason, and that stands true looking at the trailers.
And I really hope that's true because I do get the feeling that I kind of know what's going to, be going on throughout this movie from what I've seen from the trailers collectively. However, I do believe that they've deliberately kept something back.
Oh yeah,
the jokes are important. If you give away one joke in the trailer, it can ruin the whole movie.
No, I think you're right. I think there's definitely more to it all. Yeah, they're saving loads. Yeah.
And also look at the sky. That sky in that
What
shot
is
there.
happening here?
Yeah.
Somehow,
ruined.
the town with no fault lines is shaking on a daily basis.
Oh, right. I noticed this. The that thing that shoots out there in the original trailer, it's green. They've changed it to orange. What does that mean?
Interesting.
Okay.
I didn't notice that. That's interesting.
I'll double check that, but I'm sure it's green in the first one.
Saying in that shot before we just kind of kicked off again, the sky above the town. I mean, that's that classic sky above New York as trouble's brewing, as things are starting to get darker. There's a tone to it that really feels like.
Hang on. Careful what you're saying, because I'm living in Leeds right now, and the sky looks just like it actually looks just like that.
It's just
exactly.
dark.
Exactly. It just shows how accurate. It just shows how accurate they've got it.
Oh, we've got a quick message. Martin's coming. Hello, Martin.
Martin, I'm going to
call. I'm going to call you, Martin.
Yeah, I'm going to call Ghostbusters. I'm
going to call Rich's mum straight.
I knew you were going to say that. I was going to say I was going to call Nathan's mum, but I was like, that's too easy. Like Nathan's mum. Right, okay, let's go for it.
Up on Crumble. Couldn't care less.
I'm going to call both your sisters after this. I got you both in the double whammy.
Maybe it's the apocalypse. Egon came out here for a reason.
Are you troubled by strange noises in the middle of the night?
I mean, I love all the clips they're using from the original film. It's just
it's really cleverly done. So it's done that's the way kids would experience the ghost. They're not going to go to this library and pick up a book about the Ghostbusters and the events.
Pick up a copy of film.
Yeah, they're going to go on YouTube and they're going to check out the little clips and stuff.
Yeah, it's exactly what Jason Reitman said. Yeah, in the commentary, he was like, "That is how a kid would find this stuff out these days." And I think it's really cool.
I wonder. I don't know about you guys. I wondered as well what the videos in the thumbnails next to it are. Respectively. Do you know what I mean?
Can we see? I don't know if it shows you, does it?
I think you can see, but it's not.
Oh God, it's a bit far away.
You'd have to zoom in a bit, wouldn't you? But
Egon came out here for a reason.
I mean, the car looks great as well, doesn't it? Just zooming along.
I reckon when you watch that on Blu-ray, you'll be able to see what those are.
The second one down does look like it might be the three of them in a line, actually.
Well, I mean, I think as well there could be a clip of Venkman's TV show that he has in the second film, couldn't there? Like, you know, that occult TV show.
Very true.
That one down, the one, 1, 2, 3, 4 frames down looks like one of them. What if? What happened to the Ghostbusters? You know, one of them type of videos. It'd be like stuff like that, won't it? Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
I hope so. I hope that's the detail they've gone into.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In the middle of the night.
It's quite amazing that Ghostbusters busted all the 1980s ghosts so badly that they didn't come back until like 2021. Do you know what I mean? They did a really thorough job because nobody's seen any since then. Everybody's forgotten about the Ghostbusters.
It's because it was to do with the same phenomenon, though, wasn't it? It was all to do with the cult of Gozer. And they closed the dimension, so that's.
Oh, you got your PKE meter as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
All the set.
Do you experience feelings of dread in your basement or attic?
No, it's a ghost just moved that light behind her head.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's moved the light? I don't know. I'll have to
Ghost.
watch the movie.
How do you feel about the mini puffs now?
I'm alright about it.
I'm alright about it now.
Webb, you weren't on board with this, so and I thought they were a great idea.
When I saw it, it just looked like a fucking nightmare.
Well, listening to Jason Reitman talk about them being more like gremlins.
Yeah.
You know, and them having that sort of terrorizing effect. They don't feel pain. They torture each other.
And also the fact that I felt so left out that the rest of the world was like, oh, this is a brilliant idea and I want to see it. And it made me think maybe I'm wrong. So that's what happened. Or maybe I'm wrong. When I first saw it, I thought, why have they chosen this as a fucking clip from the film as an example of what's coming? Because this would have hit me better, I think, watching it in the movie if they'd left this part of it, because I know I've seen.
The trouble is that they had to put it up because loads of the stuff's getting leaked, all the merchandise. Yeah. If you look, there's somebody put some action figure pictures up from the film.
I've seen them.
And it just spoils a load of stuff. It's like
stop looking for it then.
I don't. It's on there. It's on there. It's on there. Instagram.
I haven't seen it by accident yet. I'm not on Instagram.
Literally, if you go on,
busy watching Below Deck.
That's it.
Oh my god.
Look at that.
That looks cool.
Oh, now this is the bit. This is it.
Something's coming.
What? Pause it.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that's Gozer.
Of course it is. He's joking. Look at the hair. There you go.
Oh yeah, maybe. Okay, now I've seen it.
And the arm, the flaming arm,
the statues as well. It's
of course
absolutely.
it is. Yeah, I mean, there's not going to be anybody else with that hair, is there? Come on.
I don't know.
David Bowie.
Well, David Bowie pops out. Yeah.
If he was in the movie, that'd be quite amazing.
The whole city.
All the streaks from the first film as well, like all the.
So they took them from the first film and sort of redigitized them as well. It's like the attention to detail, always going back to the original '84, is it's just it's filling me full of a lot.
Do you reckon they'll stick a river of slime in there as well?
Nah, but I tell you what is cool. I thought the fact that they'd gone back and spoken to like 200 people that worked on the original movie to find out what they love about the movie, get everybody's perspective on it, and I think it's looking like it could be the first proper decent film in quite some time.
It's like The Walking Dead.
Oh, that's a good place, boss. Some of these things look amazing.
That's a spectral terror dog, according to Jason Reitman. I cannot say that guy's name.
That's before it takes its form we know in it. That's what it is.
They wanted to show you what they look like.
That took over the body of Lewis Scully.
So do you think it's going to get, what's his face, Paul Rudd then? Do you think it's going to take over him like the Keymaster?
You see him in a moment actually being chased out.
Yeah.
If we carry on, let's have a look.
I think we can assume.
There you go.
That is definitely it.
I think we can assume, right, that because there's terror dogs in there and because there's Gozer in there, are we looking at a gatekeeper and keymaster situation?
It's probably.
Is it going to be a mum?
Yeah.
And Paul Rudd.
Yeah, it's obvious, isn't it?
Do you think they're going to replicate that again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do.
I'm not sure if they are, because we know that Evo Shandor had 4 kind of areas where these sort of interdimensional splits were able to occur. One being the building in New York, one being the Shandor mines. So I'm just wondering whether it's going to be the same.
I didn't know any of that. Where have you got that information from?
It's all on the Ghostbusters fans scenes and wikis and things like that.
No, I didn't know that, but it makes sense. So the connection being, if that building in New York is made from stone from that mine, then it's directly made from like Gozer's.
Well, yeah. So what he did in the
impregnated
1800s as a doctor and as an architect, he went in and he sort of redeveloped areas, certain buildings, and that was one of the buildings. And he put in certain metals and certain materials, Evo Shandor, to be able to, for it to be able to act as like a conduit between Earth, our realm, and Gozer.
The spirit world.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just wondering whether, in which case, I'm just wondering whether it will be the same trigger of events for every one of these places, or whether, with it being in a different location, whether it's going to be a sort of different, whether it's going to be the keymaster and the gatekeeper.
Well, look at that. I guess if you think about it, the gate and the key are the things that open the portal, aren't they? So maybe you do need one everywhere.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know if it'd be a bit of a shame.
Since everything else has led down that same path and the connection to the first movies there, I'm now kind of expecting that it's going to have some sort of thing. But also, that's too easy to guess, and I don't really want a simple...
It won't just be that, though, will it? It's not. That's just setting it up. I mean, you've got all the how do the other Ghostbusters come into it and stuff like that, because they're all in it. We know they are. So it's like, how do they get involved?
I mean, I'm assuming what they're going to end up doing. I mean, we see that clip. We'll see a clip.
Let's keep going.
Let's keep going. Yeah, we're nearly to the end. Hang on.
All right. What do you think of this guy then?
So he's called Muncher. He's not
I learned that from the Jason Reitman thing as well, and they wanted a free floating Slimer type ghost. in there to connect it back to the first. He even mentions that they kind of made a joke out of Slimer with real Ghostbusters. Another reason I'm not a massive fan of that cartoon.
Of the cartoon, yeah.
Yeah, and they made it a bit more like a fucking Scrappy-Doo kind of character. It was there for comedic effect, but Jason Reitman maintains that it wasn't ever supposed to be that. It was actually, if you go back to the first movie, he's a nasty little shit. And it's quite scary, and he is a bit manic. So, yeah, I mean, it looks cool, man. It looks really cool.
I think so, yeah. I think the looks like good design.
I also like the fact that what they've added... Sorry, Rich.
No,
I was going to say, I like the fact that what they've added to Ecto 1 is plausible.
Yeah.
It's not brand new technology. It's like they added it slightly later on as the Ghostbusters retired. They just happened to put a sliding door in it. It kind of makes sense. It kind of works.
Yeah, it does. I like the idea of the ghost strap on the radio control thing as well.
Idea.
Yeah, and I tell you what else was really cool. As a filmmaker, Jason Reitman said that he was dreading doing this car chase because he was quite scared to commit to doing a car chase. But he said it turned out so well, and he loves it so much that he can't wait to do a car chase in his next movie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he said it took fucking ages to film and get it right, but he's really, really proud of this particular sequence.
I really like
that's just encouraging, isn't it, to hear?
I love the fact that the style of the ghosts that we've seen so far look like the ghosts that we saw in the first one.
Yeah, which never
they're
really
not
had
too
a particular...
cartoonified.
No, but they never really had a particular style. They were all different.
So you got the zombie kind of taxi driver from the first one there behind the counter who went into the tailpipe of that taxi as a spirit and then ended up being this kind of
but also the librarian ghost is a ghost of a woman, and then something like this pops out of her, doesn't it? A screaming zombie skeleton.
We only see two actual human depicted ghosts in the first one. It's her and it's the jogger in Central Park during the montage that they have.
You see all the Titanic survivors as well, don't you? Sorry, not survivors.
Yeah,
they're all walking along. But like I said to you the other day when we were talking about it, it's supposed to be cross-dimensional anyway, so there could be anything, which leaves it open for anything.
But what I'm saying, they haven't left it too cartoony or they haven't put too much into the special effects. They're not making the ghosts the stars of the show, which I think a lot of films would have done. He says himself he's trying to use as little digital effect. He's trying to use a lot. A lot of,
and whenever he does use it as well, Rich, he refers to it as like beautiful CG. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's deliberately a level that looks real. Looks
right. Let's keep going. Yeah.
Let's keep going. Yeah.
Ghostbusters, we're ready to believe you.
We're closed.
Now, okay, before we go on, my prediction for this film is the kid in the middle who's not the Spengler kid that you keep seeing is in the back of the Ghostbusters. He's right in the middle of Paul Rudd and Stranger Things kid at the end there. He's going to have the fucking funniest lines in the film because you don't hear him speak once.
That's interesting.
So I reckon he's going to be a really funny kid and a decent actor. That's the other thing that's got to be right about this. If you've got kids in your movie,
well, I watched there were a Twitter Q&A with them all, and that kid, they're all saying he's never acted before in his life. This was his first movie he's ever made. Wow. They said he's hilarious, so you're probably right. And the character name's Podcast.
All right.
So do we think that they have uncovered this mystery? So there's these Earth tremors, where it's set. But there's no fault lines, and that's why Paul Rudd's there is to investigate these tremors. And the dimension erupts out of the Shandor mine, and they're trying to work out how they tackle it. And Egon's granddaughter has seen these Ghostbuster videos, and she gets in touch with Ray, and that's her phoning him in that last shot of the trailer.
Well, you've got Janine, though, actually. She'd know what to do,
That's true.
You might know who to call.
Yeah. That might be the line. Who are you going to call?
My gut feeling is the beauty of this trailer is that I feel like most of it happens quite early on. They're not giving away too much at the end. All the stuff with the big flashes of light and the cloud and stuff like that, I think that's going to be right at the end.
Yeah.
But I think that
chase,
I think that's their first time trying to catch a ghost.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because it parallels the first ghost they catch in Ghostbusters, which is I'm a ghost.
And so that's what is that 20-30 minutes into the first film that when they go catch a ghost?
I'd say
maybe 40 minutes 35. Because they've got to set themselves up as the Ghostbusters first. So these kids are going to have to do the same thing. They're going to have to discover things bit by bit. First of all, she finds a trap in the floor, and then they find the station wagon and the kid who's good with mechanics. Stranger Things kid fixes the car up, and they take it for a bez, have a drive round.
Martin's said this here, right? Should have been Slimer who had been in that original trap she found, but it does look cool so far.
Yeah, but we don't know if we don't.
Yeah, it might be. I wonder. Do you think Slimer will be in it? What do you think?
I don't think they need both.
No, he won't.
No,
I think they've got Muncher in it because they didn't want Slimer per se. Because that's more difficult to explain why that particular soul of that ghost appears in this timeline as well.
Yeah.
So I think we're looking at a fresh bunch of ghosts that look similar to the first film.
Yeah. But, I'm fine with Slimer not being in it as well. I mean, the only way they could do it is if he were hanging around with Ray in bookshop.
Yeah, that's going to be rubbish. That's going to be rubbish. I think that changes the tone of the film then straight away.
As in Slimer chasing not much. Yeah.
I think. Do we think that the computer game is, and I think it is canon with this?
I think they're saying it's not. I think they are.
Now, this is what. So the computer game. This is the reason I think the computer game is canon with it is because Ivor Shandor was a much bigger character in the computer game. That's where he was really flushed out a lot more. And also, the computer game was set in 1991, and they're saying in this that it's been 30 years since anyone last saw a ghost, and it's 2021. It's 30 years.
All right, hang on a minute.
Since 91.
2 came out in 89.
89.
Yeah.
So I mean, the thing is though, man, they started making this film 3 years ago, and then lockdown hit us. It was supposed to come out last summer, so it would have been 20 years ish. Maybe 30, not precisely. 30, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, if you're talking about and being pedantic about it, then you need them to fix those dates. I think they can get away with saying that. And what I take from that, it's been roughly 30 years since anyone.
But at the time, Dan Aykroyd said that the computer game was effectively Ghostbusters 3, and he said it's probably about as close as you'll get to Ghostbusters 3.
Yeah. But I don't think enough people give a shit about that game or played that game to know its content, to know its story, and to place that in this world. I've played that game, and honestly, there's nothing in that game that I think, oh, they need that in the movie. You know what I mean? They need stuff from the movies, not from the PlayStation game.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
they did upgrade the tech in the game as well to beyond anything we'd seen before.
Did they? There were new gadgets, and I don't think they've got any of that in this.
There were 2 new zappers, that they used that they've been working on.
Okay.
Okay.
But they did. I mean, the slime tether, they had that, didn't they, as well, with the slime.
So we put some outrageous predictions out on our last show. Do we think, after watching the trailer, that any of our predictions might come?
Does anybody happen to remember what we predicted? Because I've stopped since then.
I can't remember.
I predicted that Vigo the Carpathian was going to be like their buddy sidekick, like the Grim Reaper in Bill and Ted.
No.
I hope not.
It's crazy.
Well, no, I mean, like we said, these were our outrageous predictions.
Oh, right.
Yours, Lummy's was that the Ghostbusters, the characters that the 3 of them played in the 2016 film came out the dimension and zapped our Ghostbusters.
No, they zapped them. They
zapped them. Right, okay.
Okay.
They eliminated them.
I can't remember my own predictions, so I fall short there, I'm afraid. But it's probably right. I know that much.
But I know I think we're all on the same page with this. I think it's going to be awesome. I think we're all looking forward to it.
So the thing about this film, that trailer, is it made me feel like I did when I was a kid watching the 84 film for the very first time. I felt all of the excitement, and I'm not going to lie, it's been a good 24 hours now, and that giddiness just hasn't stopped. I'm so excited. I'm doing my girlfriend's head in because I'm just like, oh, it's Ghostbusters. And she's like, it's 4 months. It's like 4 or 5 months. You've got ages to wait yet. And I think I'm going to be like this for the next 4 or 5 months. I'm so excited about it.
All right, here's one for you.
I remember the last time I was this excited about a film coming out.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. It's hitting the right notes, isn't it? I mean, you know, you do watch and go. I watched it and I thought, watching that again, which you do sometimes anyway, but then just kept watching it. I'm like, I've got to keep watching. We're weird. I'm like, oh,
I must have seen this trailer about 5 or 6 times. And I think I'm going to watch it again as soon as we finish the show tonight. Yeah. It's brilliant.
Personally, I feel the same. I kind of feel like usually I watch trailers with a bit of trepidation these days because they do give away the best jokes, or they think they're being smart, and you figure out the whole fucking plot of the film by the end of the 2 minutes. They're just not very subtle anymore. This is done with a filmmaker's touch.
Yeah,
it's done with that original sort of don't give the, what's the word? Why buy the cow when you can have the sex for free or something? Do you know what I mean?
I think
it's done with that, like, don't give it all away.
I'm pretty sure that is a quote from a Kevin Smith film, right?
I'm not sure.
I think it's a Ben Affleck line in a Kevin Smith film.
Do you know what, Martin? Possibly, yeah. Possibly, yeah.
I think because of what happened with Indy 4, there's like, oh god, there's this kind of I don't believe, because it's the hope that kills you.
If they do what they've done with Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is draw us back in and make us think, oh, let's just forget about that stinky last movie that wasn't really great. If they do that with Indiana Jones, come a couple of months' time, whenever they drop the trailer for Indy 5 and we start to realise slowly that it's going to be fucking amazing, I reckon you'll be eating them words. Lummy, you're going to be so excited about it.
That's why I said...
You said it. We heard. We know what you said.
I'm open for any possibilities now.
Yeah, I mean, anything's... I hope this is...
hang on. I will say this. I'm always the optimist in these situations. I always want this stuff to be good. Yeah. I'm never one of these people
whoa. I don't think there's any of us out, the three of us, that want something to be bad. I think the three of us always want good things. We always want, things that we've got so much nostalgia attached to it.
Man, I'm from Yorkshire. My motto in life is like, hope for the best, expect the worst.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And that applies to movie watching as well. I'm always like, yeah, this is going to be great. And then, you know, to the point where sometimes my optimism, believe it or not, outweighs my judgment of a film, and I think it's way better than it is. And then I go back and watch it again, and like, oh yeah, everybody said this was shit, and I'm wrong. You know what I mean?
Here's one for you. Do you think at the start of this film it's going to go 30 years later? Because at the start of Ghostbusters 2, it says 5 years later. Do you think this will continue the continuity of going 30 years later?
Maybe. I mean, if they need to do that.
And do you think there's going to be an Egon ghost? That's the big question.
Well, you asked us this the other day, and I think that they might do that as a tribute to Harold Ramis. And as we said on the show on Monday, I think they think that would be a fitting tribute, and I think he would as well. I think he'd have loved to have had himself made into a ghost.
Playing with fire if they do that. Like, I mean, it depends how they use that ghost. If Egon is the one that explains everything to the kids, and that's going to be a bit schmaltzy. But I don't know. I mean, bring it on. Let's see.
I know. I'm just wondering whether, like Ray's there helping them, and Venkman's there helping them, and then they just see this kind of Egon ghost, and they're like,
like Star Wars end with Luke and Leia.
Have we actually got confirmation that Ernie Hudson and Bill Murray are in this movie?
Yeah,
there are some pictures of an old Bill Murray putting on a Ghostbusters uniform and proton pack. going around online, but I'm not sure.
No, that's from the
in that picture. He is as old as
that
he is
was
now.
from the Scream Awards. He wore a put on back and went on years
Yeah.
ago. But this is what we're saying about spoilers coming out in action figures. There's an action figure of him.
Right, there you go.
Well, I haven't seen them,
There's an
so
old-
I wouldn't know
there's an
that
old-
if you want to spoil it.
Well,
you
we know they're in
asked-
it. We know they're in it anyway.
All right.
We know they're in it.
I hope they're in it, but I hope they're in it for a reason.
I also think the Winston
reason.
action figure's got his tash back. I tried
Really?
looking on the picture, like, has he got his tash again?
I just think it's going to be weird when we see Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray looking old as balls, and then Ernie Hudson looking really young next to them because he still looks like he did 30 years ago. It's incredible.
Maybe that'll be one of the gags that'll come up and go,
yeah.
Jesus.
Where's your father? I was expecting your father. Yeah.
We've just seen Ray picking up the phone, clearly in Ray's occult bookshop.
Yeah.
With his tattoo.
So we know how he is in there.
Should we try and
we know he's going to be in it. However,
we get a still up.
I'm struggling already with if they're going to shoehorn Ray into this movie and it don't make sense. How are they going to shoehorn the other two in it as well? That's what
who says they're shoehorning in?
They're not shoehorning in, dude.
Sense.
No, this is.
I need to see it.
I think they're going to. Well, I mean, we all need to see it. I think it's going to be a fundamental part of the story. I think the three of them will be.
We're closed.
They're gonna. This is like you said earlier, Webb. The start of the film is going to be them building up the kids, and then these are going to get the call, and they're going to come in and help them save the day. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be. Yeah. I think this is going to be the third act. That's how they always do films, in it 3-act structure.
Yeah,
you know. So maybe things don't go their way in the second set. You know, the second section, and they go, "Oh no, we need help," and that's when either Janine or somebody calls them and goes, "Right, I know who can help you," and then they kit up and go help.
Yeah,
who knows? Okay. Do you think the fire station will be in it at all? I don't know how it could be.
I don't
really think it needs to be. I'm already struggling with the fact that these guys are in New York and these other guys are in Iowa. Is it?
Why are you struggling with that?
Because it's quite far away. So I don't know. I'm just thinking that why would they just suddenly show you the fire station unless they still fucking live there?
I don't think they're going to show the fire station, but I don't think it's weird that Ray's in here. I think it's perfectly fitting that Ray's in Ray's occult bookshop.
Mm.
Yeah, but if they called him and they told him what to do, had he told them what to do?
I think it's him going,
showing up. So now I'm picturing a bit in this movie where a van pulls up and the crusty old Ghostbusters jump out. I'm not entirely sure that's what I want. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it is. I don't know what I want anymore.
I think they'll probably arrive separately or something like. I don't know. I mean, we're second guessing now, aren't we?
Maybe. Hang on.
Predictions.
What about this? Maybe they come into it in different stages. Then what if this is early on where they ring Ray, and we haven't seen this in any of the footage, as you say, they're being very clever with it.
Could have tried and get the band back together, like Blues Brothers.
But he comes in to help the kids out with the technology, or whatever. They call him first, maybe, and because I'll tell you that Dan Aykroyd will have a bigger role than the others in this, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just because he's more involved in Ghostbusters itself, you know, he's got the company, that Ghost Corps, he helped set it up and everything, and he was, you know, he's always a key player in the Ghostbusters events and that. And he wrote the script, didn't he? With you know, came up with the idea back in the day. So he's got more of a invested thing in this anyway. So I reckon they'll call him early, and then he'll get Peter and Winston back in. That's my prediction.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to it. I hope there's no more trailers now. I hope that's it.
Yeah,
there's going to be another one.
Like
there will be another one.
Now they'll have done one of them super edits where you've got the old trailer and this trailer and whatever little bit, that Marshmallow Man bit that came out, all glued together. So you've got like a 8-minute trailer, which really will give quite a lot away. Because no matter how much you try not to give stuff away, this is really cleverly done, I think. It doesn't give too much away, but it still gives some stuff away. Some stuff that I could have lived with seeing when I see the movie. You know what I mean?
That's why that Gozer clip's so odd to me. If it is, I mean, it's got to be.
But you say that, but you You saw Gozer in that. When I watched it, I didn't necessarily see that. When you pointed it out, I could see the haircut. Yeah, maybe. But then I learned about these connections to the building and the mine and the different. What is it, Shandor? Whatever.
Shandor.
Do you think it's something? Do you think it's a different ghost or something? Maybe just coming out.
No. I thought
No,
it was,
think
and it's something in the way the thing moves. When you see it actually climb out the thing, it looks a bit more like a skinny zombie type.
But she, when she came up, when she was moving around on top of the building, she had this kind of animalistic, sort of spidery way of being able to move around. I think
you're right. As soon as
prehistoric, he calls her a prehistoric bitch.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to go watch Ghostbusters now. Well, not right now, but definitely over the next few days.
I can't wait to see this film. I just, man, it's so excited. Guys, have you got any more predictions off the back of this?
No, I like how this has just been us going, I can't wait to see it. That's fair enough, isn't it?
So have you got any other comments, Lummy, before we head off?
No, I think I can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
November.
Same. Brilliant.
Are you going to go watch?
Me too. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Definitely going to take a trip to the cinema to see it. Maybe even with you guys if we're around at the time.
I think we should definitely all go together. I'll come back home up to Leeds and we'll go together to watch it, or we'll go separately.
However, the problem with that being is time allowed. You know that Lummy's going to be at the first fucking midnight showing,
That's true.
Like a chump.
So
we're going to have to, he'll already have seen it 3 times by the time we go.
Why don't you join me? Why don't you join me?
Too late. I'll be asleep. I can't stay up that late.
Well, stay up for once in your life. Stay up and watch Ghostbusters.
Well, we may be back. If there is a third trailer, we'll be back to discuss that as well.
I don't want a third trailer, though. We don't want one. Leave it now. The third trailer, for a fact, the third trailer, they'll do it, and it'll have more from that kid who we haven't seen yet, and it'll have a Venkman line and Ernie Hudson popping up. And the Ernie Hudson, is my prediction, he'll be in the mirror, he's about to shave his tash off, and the phone will ring for him.
That's a brilliant idea.
That's
a brilliant idea.
They'll go, we're closed now.
That is a brilliant idea.
I love this town. That's his line, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the eagle-eyed viewers amongst you, if you've noticed as well, right at the end there, and it mentions it in the Ivan Reitman video, Ray's got a tattoo, and the tattoo is tied to the first couple of movies.
Jason Reitman.
What did I say, Ivan? Again?
Yeah.
Well, he was involved in it, so
you love Ivan Reitman.
Jason Reitman claims that tattoo has been deliberately put there for Ray, and it's some sort of.
They said it's to do with the car scene, didn't they?
Yeah, when they're talking about the biblical references about, when they're talking about the end of days reference to the Bible, and so it's a little reference to that. And he spoke to Dan Aykroyd about it, and they had a private chat about what they thought about it, and they both thought it was like a really good idea to have this tattoo to reference those events, which I think is a really lovely. I just think I'm so excited. Can't wait. But gentlemen, okay, well, it's been fun chatting about the trailer tonight. Thank you, Martin, for your comments tonight. Thank you to everybody else who has watched and shared and joined us on this little journey this evening. We are going to be back on Monday night at 7:30 for our Harry Potter special part 2, where we'll be looking at the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th books, I believe, / films. And Lummy won't be with us. Well, he'll join us at the start, and we will be joined for the rest of the show by the lovely Natalie Smeaton. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to believe you. Good night, Martin. Good night, everybody else. Goodbye.